The universe is enormous, full of stars, planets, and mysteries. But somewhere in all this vastness, life had to begin. Over 4.5 billion years ago, our solar system formed. A young Earth, still just a ball of rock, was taking shape. In the beginning, Earth was hot, covered in volcanoes, and filled with thick clouds. But even in this chaos, the first ingredients of life were forming. 4 billion years ago, Earth was nothing like today. It was a dangerous place. Volcanoes erupted, and thick smoke filled the air. The air was thick with methane and ammonia, no oxygen to breathe. Lightning storms flashed across the sky. The oceans weren't blue like today. They were boiling hot, filled with bubbling water and strange chemicals. Meteors rained down from space, crashing into Earth's surface. Some carried important chemicals, maybe even the building blocks of life. In this chaotic world, tiny chemical reactions began to take place. The first ingredients of life were coming together. These small changes took millions of years, but in time, something amazing was about to happen. Life's first tiny spark. How do we know when life began? Scientists look for clues hidden in ancient rocks. In Australia, scientists found 3.5 billion-year-old fossils, evidence of some of the earliest life on Earth. These fossils came from stromatolites, layered structures made by ancient bacteria that lived in shallow oceans. Long ago, tiny microbes like bacteria ruled the world. These were Earth's first living organisms. But how did these first organisms come to be? Scientists are still searching for answers. We may not have all the answers yet, but every discovery brings us one step closer to understanding the origins of life. If the early Earth was just a mix of gases, water, and energy, how did life begin? Scientists have been trying to solve this mystery for decades. In 1953, two scientists, Stanley Miller and Miller-Urey, designed an experiment to test how life's building blocks could have formed billions of years ago. They filled a flask with gases that were believed to be present on early Earth: methane, ammonia, hydrogen, and water vapor. Then, they added something special, electricity, to mimic lightning. After a few days, something incredible appeared in the flask: organic molecules, including amino acids, the basic building blocks of life. This experiment didn't create life, but it showed that life's building blocks could form naturally on early Earth. It was a huge step in understanding where we come from. This experiment was just the beginning. Scientists are still searching for answers, exploring how simple molecules eventually led to the first living cells. The mystery of life's origins continues. Water is essential for life. Without it, life as we know it couldn't exist. But where did all this water come from? Scientists believe that Earth's water may have come from icy comets or volcanic activity. Over time, the oceans became a rich chemical soup filled with the ingredients for life. In these ancient oceans, something incredible happened. Tiny, microscopic life forms, early bacteria, began to emerge. They were the first living things on Earth. Some scientists believe that life may have started near deep-sea hydrothermal vents, where hot, mineral-rich water poured out from the ocean floor. Water provided the perfect environment for life to grow. It protected early organisms from harmful radiation and allowed molecules to mix and form more complex structures. Over millions of years, these simple life forms evolved, becoming more complex. The journey of life had begun, and it all started in water. Billions of years ago, Earth's atmosphere had almost no oxygen. The sky looked orange, and the oceans were filled with iron, giving them a rusty color. Then something amazing happened. Tiny bacteria called cyanobacteria appeared. They had a superpower, photosynthesis, the ability to turn sunlight into energy and release oxygen. Over millions of years, cyanobacteria pumped so much oxygen into the air that it changed Earth forever. This event is called the Great Oxygenation Event. With oxygen in the air, the rusty oceans turned blue, and the sky became the bright blue color we see today. Oxygen made life more powerful. More oxygen meant that life could evolve into bigger and more complex forms. Simple bacteria led to larger cells, and soon new life forms began to appear. Oxygen made life on Earth possible, and it's still shaping our world today. Without it, we wouldn't be here. Thanks to tiny bacteria, life had the breath it needed to grow. For billions of years, life on Earth remained simple. Tiny bacteria and single-celled organisms floating in the oceans. But then, something incredible happened. Around 540 million years ago, life suddenly changed. In a short span of time, the oceans filled with new and strange creatures. This period, called the Cambrian explosion, was when life evolved rapidly. Animals with shells, eyes, and even tiny legs appeared for the first time. For the first time, animals became hunters. Some creatures developed sharp claws and fast swimming skills to catch prey, while others learned to hide. With so many new creatures, the ocean became a thriving world of competition and survival. This explosion of life laid the foundation for everything that came after. From the Cambrian explosion, life continued to evolve into even more amazing forms. Without this burst of diversity, the world we know today wouldn't exist. Long ago, life on Earth started with tiny single-celled organisms. These microscopic creatures floated in the ocean, slowly evolving over millions of years. After billions of years, some cells teamed up to form larger, more complex creatures. This was the beginning of multicellular life. Over time, some creatures developed fins, then legs, and eventually crawled onto land. The first land animals explored a new world. Then came the mighty dinosaurs. But after they disappeared, small furry mammals took over, growing smarter and more adaptable. Millions of years later, early humans appeared. They learned to walk on two legs, make tools, and use fire to survive. From tiny microbes to humans, life has come a long way. And even now, evolution continues, shaping the future of all living things. Life on Earth is extraordinary, from the tiniest bacteria to the tallest trees and the most intelligent minds. Everything is connected by a shared history. Scientists continue searching for life beyond our planet, looking at distant stars and planets. Could we one day discover that life exists elsewhere in the universe? No matter where life exists, one thing is certain: it is precious and rare. Every living thing on Earth is part of an incredible story that began billions of years ago and continues today.